Bing, and we're live. It's the local support meeting. It's the Thursday, and we have Stella and Nicola and Brent and myself. And I guess, yes, the thing to do is to grab a digital piece of digital gold that's also called a text edit notepad thing, and get that up over here and just check out, things that are on our minds that we want to sort out. I guess I have been, trying to sort out a meeting with the client who seems to be very busy, and I haven't managed that yet. So that's like my to-do thing. Anything else on the project? Yeah, I guess in my mind I kind of want to check, are we already tracking click-throughs? That's deployed, check that it's working. And also I'm trying to automate the Let's Encrypt or HTTPS updates, and that seems to have failed. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff that's on my mind. Brent, what's on your mind, if anything, about the project?
Not much, actually. You stole one of mine. No, that's the wrong word, but yeah. So I was going to suggest that, is there a way we can look at the database to see if the click-through is actually working on live?
Yeah.
But that was it, really. I've not got a lot to much more to add.
No problem. I guess we're also for Nicola and Stella, Brent and I have been working on some new tickets to do with a charity API pulling in new organization information, which we just kind of didn't really bother voting on because they're just it is really complicated. And anyway, so we're working on that in the background, so. Great. Let's go to Nicola then. Yeah, Nicola, what are the things on your mind?
On my mind, well, the questions that we have for the given feature.
Oh yeah.
For creating the, I think that there will be some campaigns, but we need to figure out some things regarding the emails that we need to collect and how they are going to be managed. So yeah.
Okay, so those sorts of questions. Anything else on your mind regarding the project?
Regarding local support, no.
All right, good stuff. And so Stella, I mean, this is these. I think you came up with these together with Nicola. Is there anything else on your mind, Stella, of concern about the project at all? I think, Stella, you're muted, but yeah, if that's if there's nothing, we can definitely dive into looking at these in this meeting now. And maybe we can maybe Stella's away from the keyboard or just trying to unmute herself. Maybe we'll just jump into quickly checking about the tracking the click-throughs, and also maybe empowering you, Brent and Nicola, in order to be able to okay, what was I going to say? Yeah, is get yourselves access if you wanted to sort of review that. So I think now, Nicola, you've already got access to. I think actually both Brent and Nicola, you've both got access to develop and staging and production. Is that right now?
Yeah.
I'm not sure I've got production. I think I've got. I think I've got dev, actually. I'm not even sure. Well, staging. I'm not sure about.
Look here. So it looks like maybe you haven't got staging there, Brent. So let's give you that. And is your email there? It's brent@vardy.com.
It's brent@brentvardy.com.
Brentvardy.com. Okay. Yep. Yes. There. So that gives you that staging server. And I think I mean, I need to be moving towards making sure that more people have got access to these things generally. So yeah, Nicholas is on there, but yeah, let's add Brent in there as well. Brent@Brent and then the thing that the both of you, of course, with great power comes great responsibility. So be careful with the production server. But the what you can in principle now do if you're in the right place, which would be here, and assuming that you've got all of your Git remote endpoints set up. And I've got so many, it's a bit silly, really. But so you want to have staging. Basically, you want to have Yeah, I'll just pull these out into the notes so we've got them in the meeting. So as long as you've got the appropriate endpoint set up, like this.
Yep.
And of course, you just add it once, and then why it has the. There's some situation where you could have different fetch and push ones, like so. Like that. There we go. So assuming that you're set up like that, then you can do things as you would. You maybe know this already. I'm not teaching you anything at all. But we can do Heroku run Rails C -r production like this, and we can go and sort of have a little quick look around in the database. There's actually Nick was showing me there's a kind of a sandbox option for this, which we should maybe sensibly be using. Let me see if I can just do Rails console. How does that go? This is probably, particularly if you just want to look at stuff and don't want to accidentally, yeah, there's like -- sandbox like this is a good one. And what that means is that basically any changes that you actually make to the data won't be, so that's kind of like a little safety thing. But so here, so what were they called, Brent? They were called click-throughs. Was that right?
Yes.
And so then, yeah, so it looks like there are some click-throughs. Woo, woo.
Awesome.
So in principle, we could pull that data out. And I mean, I guess the interesting thing here is, yeah, of course, we're not getting any user IDs because perhaps not unsurprisingly, people are not logged in, and that's, the whole system is not designed around them being logged in. But that's quite interesting, isn't it? We can sort of see there. I mean, like, what we want to put together, maybe there is a little query that would just show us. It looks like there's basically been 10 click-throughs on a few different bits and pieces. A couple of do-it organizations. Yeah.
Interesting. The source URL isn't working. That does work locally.
I wonder is that related to it happening in the plugin, perhaps? That's just a random guess. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah, it should just have the embedded map
URL in that context.
In that context, yeah. Interesting. Okay, not that that's going to be too much of an issue, but it'd be interesting to understand why it's doing that.
Yeah.
It was definitely working locally when I was checking.
Yeah. Cool. Well, yeah, absolutely. We've got to put the data in there. Yeah, something to look into. You could even open like a little bug ticket on that if you fancy. I guess we lost Stella. She was maybe having internet issues. I know they have terrible trouble with the internet and power cuts where she's based, which I'd love if there was some way we could help them with that. But there you go. So
yeah, cool. I'll have a look at that anyway.
So that's that. So then, but yeah, I guess the other thing to move on to. Did I have? Yeah, no, that's all good. Yeah, so it's basically the events newsletter campaign and emails and things. And I guess I would say, just even before you start to ask questions, I mean, I would imagine that there would need to be a new campaign each month.
Yeah, but you have different events, and you also have lists that they can be created. So we will have only one list with all the emails, or
yes, I believe so. In the first instance, so I mean, there's going to be multiple in a given month. There will be, from 0 to n number of events coming up. So if there's no events coming up, then we don't send the email. If there is an event, then we would send. We basically create the monthly. Go on.
We'll create one campaign with all the events that we have, and those events are informed like per month.
Yeah. So we would basically expect
1 month. We collect
but
all the events of that month and we inform.
Yeah, I think and this may change, but probably the thing to do is it's the monthly newsletter.
Yeah,
it's gonna be of the four of like this it would say something like, let's say Jan 18 Harrow CN events newsletter.
events.
Right, and then so it was. Oh, go on, Brent.
So is the point to show what's happening in the following month rather than the current month?
I think sensibly, and we can confirm this with the client, that it's just going to show all of the upcoming events.
Right.
So
Okay.
so this is if this was like Jan 2000
for that month.
Not just for that month, but like any upcoming events. So
Okay.
so there might be like this would be like
Okay.
knit and natter. And
so
then
it might, and it might even show events in February and March.
Yeah, and then it might have February the 2nd, and it's just
it's easier that what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So and I think I can probably I did previously forward Stella, but I can forward you to the client. They do a kind of an events newsletter themselves anyway, and I think part of the motivation for this is that they want to. Let's see if I can find an example of one of them.
I think I posted the link to one of the reference that you talk about in the ticket.
Yeah, I don't know if I've copied it, but so for example, this is our client, and so they do this like training and events update that goes out, and they use MailChimp to do this, and so you can see here like this is there, and it goes January, and then if you're into February, and basically they'll include anything that they know that's coming up, and they're sending that out. And at the moment they're kind of doing that. They kind of make the thing in MailChimp, and they have to like copy the events in. And I guess the idea is in the long run that they would just put their events into Harrow Community Network, and then this email would be automated, and they would not have to they wouldn't have to go through the MailChimp interface to do this.
Yeah, that's the other thing. For example, the emails that we are going to use, we are going to take them from a list that they are using, or we are going to take them from our app.
That's a good question. They have their lists. I think we should certainly, in the first instance, prepare. We should take the lists take the emails from our app, and like we should take the emails associated with the organizations in our app and be emailing to them. Yeah, do you know does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Yep.
So this is Brent, and then this. If I do that, is that fine? No, it doesn't. But I do know it should be Nick, because I've memorized your email address. There we go. Right, and
yeah.
And that's not this Stella. Examples of event newsletter currently sent by client. But yeah, if you grab a screenshot of that, a copy of that, and stick it in the Pivotal Tracker ticket,
but anyways, we will have to create a new campaign every month, right? Because the ones that are already.
Yeah, I don't think you can resend. And I mean, I think what I do usually in the MailChimp interface, if when I'm doing monthly stuff, is that I then take an existing campaign and I replicate it in order to have to avoid typing everything in again. With the Gibbon interface, I don't know if that makes sense to do that, but yeah, I would certainly assume.
Maybe we can destroy the campaign that we created before, and we can create a new one.
You could. I would be tempted to keep the existing campaign because we want that kind of for reporting, right? Because like you want to like the campaign goes out, and then it's going to have like how many people opened it, and like if people reported it as spam and all the data. So I mean, just I would have thought it's very straightforward through the interface to create the new campaign and just give it, append.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. Yeah,
the date for the new thing. So I think definitely a new campaign each month, and I think we should set it up so that it can, take the emails from LocalSupport and put them in the system. The client has their own lists, which maybe they will want to use, but I think we shouldn't make any assumptions about that right now.
Okay, perfect. And then it could maybe be a background job just running monthly, right?
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think that as I said to you before, they've got background job running monthly. The key thing I think for helping Stella move forward is about understanding this how we would structure a test that stubs out the Gibbon so that we could in the right way so that we can she can move forward. But you're pretty confident in how the structure of that sort of test, right, Nicola?
Yeah, and if I think that talk or something, I will ask. So yeah.
All right. Good stuff. Okay, so I think that is all sorted then.
Yeah, let me see, because I have the questions here. So they are all in the pull request if you want to check.
Are they? Okay, yeah, let's double check that we haven't missed anything.
Yeah, that one is already checked. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is already
Great. Yeah. So Nick said he
everything
was
already answered. Yeah.
couldn't make it, but he's going to join us soon. I guess we haven't heard from Lenzong. But yeah, so we've got this. Oh, so we got a new pull request for this.
Because the other one we didn't need the things that were there, so I started just one with the given gem, just to have something, and I created all the questions there.
Yeah. But so if you think I've answered all of them, then that's fine. And I think it's like we would like. I mean, basically, when the event, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily worry about this so much in the first instance, but yeah, in principle, once a month. I mean, to connect this into what we've been looking at, Brent. In principle, what we would have is that the organization's import would run once a month, having got the latest dump from the government charity database.
Yep.
And then potentially there will be any new charities or ones who've changed their emails would get automatically updated in the system. And then the Gibbon and thing would run, and it would start off by synchronizing the MailChimp list to make sure that it had all the emails updated, and then it would do the mailing. And then that was they would happen on the same schedule in that order.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. So I'll pop that in there, and I'll go back.
Can we have a user with some I don't know, lower access to their MailChimp account?
You mean like a user within our system?
No, the MailChimp account that they are using. Because in the end, we are gonna hit their MailChimp account with their API key. So
yeah, and I have access to that, so we can,
because I have mine, and when I try it, I will show you here. Because the thing is that I'm quite lazy with creating a campaign and a list with. I just wanted to grab the things from start trying things.
So your audio is kind of breaking up quite badly there.
Here. Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Your audio is breaking up. I didn't, Brent, or is it my end?
No, I lost him as well.
Yeah. So Nicola, we're losing your sound.
Sorry.
Maybe no problem at all. I think maybe just your internet connection is struggling.
Okay, maybe now.
But now sounds okay. So maybe just a temporary thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were going to show us. Yeah. Okay. So.
Yeah, this is the campaign that I was creating just to test it out.
Sure.
And I was testing the given gem here. Yeah, I think I was here. So I was creating. Yep, I was able to connect with my account and to get the list. But I just wanted to interact with some data in order to see how we are going to manage the creation of different lists and that. But
right,
I don't know if that is possible. I mean, at some point we are going to need to do that. But
yeah. So you were thinking if you had access to their system, then that would maybe be helpful. Yeah, we can probably get that at some point in the future. But yeah, I mean, I would say the key thing is
cool.
the testing and the stubbing. I mean, in principle, yeah. We'll see. I mean, that comes back to my action item there, which is that I do need to set up this meeting with the client, who now seems to be very busy, and talk through where we are in terms of all these things. Okay. Yeah. Good show. Okay. Anything else that I was just noticing in the background there. I think after our discussion earlier on the Scrum, this looks good to merge. We've got this. This is for handling events with no organization. So get that out into production. Get that in. Thanks first to Matthias. Okay. And unless there's anything else that we need to organize or coordinate.
I can't think of anything. I'm quite happy at the moment with what I need to do.
And well, just thanks so much for. I think you took a pass, didn't you, Brent, through the tickets and sort of close some and move them around and.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, that's much appreciated. I guess I will still. Yeah, I guess it's all under control, isn't it? And the only other thing we do have. No, that's the wrong product. Yeah, open issues here, and so yeah, Nicola, if you see any in here that you think you can get rid of, that's great. I mean, I think some of these air brake things.
Maybe the ones that are quite old, maybe we can just close them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the way to go. Yeah, I think we're done for today. Forrest has just joined. Hey, Forrest, how are you doing?
Doing good. I just clicked over to see what events would be happening. I'm like, oh, there's one happening now. So
there you go. Welcome.
Catch the end of it.
Yeah, no, we're just wrapping up, but that's no problem at all. It is videoed as well. So if you want to catch the action blow by blow, you can in the I don't know how you came in. Did you come in through the Slack or through the website?
Through the website.
Oh, okay. So are you in our Slack instance?
I am in your Slack.
Okay, yeah. So there'll be the link to the video in the Slack if you want to catch up. Yeah, we're just finishing up our sort of weekly meeting on the local support project, which is we've got this is the pivotal board where we're managing everything, and it's all for this project. Local support is a software that supports Harrow Community Network, which is sort of a framework for like managing volunteer opportunities and non-profit organizations in Northwest London, where I happen to be based. Yeah, I think we're pretty much done for today. Yeah, Forrest, were you have you been involved in Agile Ventures before? Were you hoping to get involved in a project of some kind?
I'm just hoping to get involved and just seeing what's available to get involved with.
Oh, right.
Currently struggling to get your
nice
Agile working on my local machine.
Okay, right. And so were you trying to install one of the projects on your machine locally?
I was website 1.
Oh yeah, right. Indeed. Yeah. Now, are you Forrest on Slack as well? I know there was someone else who was asking me about C9 spaces for website 1.
I am.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and this local support is also Rails. It might be slightly simpler to set up if you're struggling with website 1, but there's an environment file that I would need to send you if you're going to try and get set up with website 1. But yeah, there are open tickets in both local support and website 1. I'm the project manager for both. Yeah, this day, Thursdays are our regular meeting for local supports. Mondays are now the regular meeting for website 1, but you can come into any Martin Fowler or Kent Beck Scrum any day of the week and chat and get help and support if you're stuck or anything, and or just ask in the Slack. We've got actually specifically for website 1, we've got a website 1 install. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I think right. Yeah, yep. Your name not complete over there. Yeah, you were asking about you. Yeah, you're actually in that channel, aren't you? There, and you were having trouble trying to get bundle to run. Did you get past that?
No, I'm still having a little bit of trouble where I'm sorry to hijack your meeting.
Well, we pretty much finished. I think we can call that over. And Brent and Nicola, if you've got things to go on with, or stick around and hear me chat to Forrest. But yeah, I mean, perhaps I could easily spend 5 minutes with you now, Forrest, just trying to help you complete the install. And if it doesn't work, maybe I can push you in the direction of a project which will be easier to install.
That would be lovely. Yeah.
Yeah. So do you want to? I mean, the particular issue that you had there with the bundle not working, I think I saw the solution to it. But do you want to share your screen and just show me? Have you got like a terminal open where you're encountering errors?
I do. Let's see. So let's go over to where I have. Oh, and there's screen share.
If you hover over the Hangouts window, Forrest, a little icon appears from the left. There you go.
Yep.
Cool.
Awesome. So you guys are seeing this?
Totally am.
So it kind of started with, which is the main one, and then it had a. So yeah, I was going through here,
Mm-hmm.
and then I got to about here with the bundle install.
Yeah.
And the main problem was that the Capybara WebKit gem was having trouble.
Okay, so you got as far, because originally the problem you were describing was that it couldn't find bundle, but so okay, now you're stuck on Capybara WebKit can't install.
Well, I thought since I would install bundle and it would say, is this where I installed bundle?
Yeah. No, so this is a fairly common thing. Yeah, so it's basically you've got bundles running. It's trying to install all the different libraries, and it's getting stuck on Capybara WebKit. So, yeah, seen that many times before. And then you're getting the underneath it says qmake command not found.
What was that command you were saying I should be getting out?
Well, I think if you scroll, I'll tell you one thing. Do you want to make the height of this window that you're in much higher so we can see?
Yeah.
But you can sort of like I could see as you were scrolling past there. It's not obvious, but it says sh::qmake: command not found.
Yes.
So that I think it means that you haven't got qmake installed, and so but maybe you've been trying to install qmake.
No, I've been mainly focusing on some other stuff, which I guess was completely wrong. So I guess I'll just Google qmake unless you just happen.
Well, if you go back to the page that you were on before, here, if you see that it says Capybara WebKit gem, the Capybara WebKit gem is used for and it depends on the Qt tools and libraries, including so it's poorly worded, but yeah, qmake is part of those Qt tools. So then you've got the here are some tips and trouble. So yeah, before go back to where you were just a second ago. If you click on the tips and troubleshooting solutions, if you have trouble installing the Capybara WebKit gem, and then I think no, that didn't link correctly. But if you scroll down in there somewhere, you'll find Capybara WebKit. There we go. So like that's it there. Capybara WebKit gem needs the Qt toolchain, including qmake and the WebKit. You want version 4 to install them in Ubuntu. You could run sudo apt-get. Well, I guess you're on Mac, aren't you?
Yep.
So it might be. I mean, let's check this out.
I went through here.
Yeah, so click through on there. That's for other.
And that's 3 commands or 4 commands. And the first, oh no, I've downloaded Qt. I thought I did, but then I tried running a Qt command and it said did not recognize.
Do you have Homebrew installed? Because you can run the brew install.
I do have Homebrew installed, and I've done this command. If I should try it again, maybe.
Oh yeah, yes. What happens with brew install Qt?
And I think this might have been one of the commands that, of course, just took for freaking ever.
Yeah. And it's got. I mean, I'm looking at a page here that there's a. I think it also depends partly on which version of Mac are you on. Do you know what your Mac version is?
I just upgraded to High Sierra.
Okay. I mean, I'm looking here, like, at least for Sierra. I think we might need to be doing brew install Qt at 5.5, but because it's. I think it's. I would be tempted to just do Control-C there and break out of that momentarily. And I'll just put into the Slack. Oh, give me a second here. So I've just posted you a link for this. And the command they're suggesting here for at least Sierra is this one here, which is brew install Qt at 5.5.
Yeah. Do you need to have the -- with -qt WebKit as well? Because I think I had this issue on local support, but when I added that extra parameter, everything worked.
Well, you know, there's definitely something to try. I think that certainly trying to do like 4.8. So yes, as you've got brew install Qt. Oh yeah, well, and maybe try the command that Brent's suggesting.
What I call?
Go on.
Dash.
Yeah, I've just posted it to the chat actually, but it's Qt at.
Yeah, I put it in the Slack for Forrest as well.
Which Slack are you talking about?
So there are confusingly there are different chats. So there's a chat that's associated with the Hangout itself, but don't worry about it. Brent posted there, but if you click on the website, go back to Slack. Oh, you found it there.
Sorry about that.
That's right. But you see website 1 and see it in the list of channels there on the left, website 1 install. And if you scroll down, there you go. So yeah, Nicola, bye, Nicola. Take care. See you tomorrow. So maybe try that one there. And that then may take annoyingly like a big chunk of time to run, but potentially that might sort of. Was it? Oh, interesting. No available formula for the name Qt 5.5. Maybe try brew update, which also might take a little while here. But so the context of what we're doing here, does it make? Oh, you might need to. Oh gosh.
Oh yeah, we had this problem with Ling Song. Oh crikey! It's basically if you do a search for brew homebrew not working on High Sierra, basically you have to do a force reinstall of homebrew, and there's a command somewhere that allows you to do that. And once you do that, everything in brew works again.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's the one, I think. And there is actually in one of these, there's a command line that you just rerun to do a reinstall.
I think it might be this one that I found, Brent. I think Forrest is in the correct.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one.
It's further down. I've put it in website 1 install for you, Forrest. Actually, you found it. Well, it's either user bin ruby -e, but yeah, you were just getting to it there. Like that's the command there.
Well, I dearly appreciate you guys helping me out with this.
Hey, no problem. Well, I mean, what's frustrating, like, is that the last thing we want is people who are trying to get set up with these things getting stuck on these issues, and it's I don't know, it's sort of a bane of the open source project, really. And I think like Brent was saying, he was working with another person, and this was for LocalSupport rather than website 1, but encountering the same sorts of issues on High Sierra. And it's difficult. The other way to go is to we can use this C9 framework where you get kind of like a cloud thing. I think you want to click return there on your. No, you just click return, and that wants your password and stuff. But yeah, I mean the context of this is that Capybara WebKit itself needs to be able to run a headless browser, and so it needs to compile these native extensions. And QMake is this cross-platform compile tool that will compile C code and stuff. And it's kind of like, goodness me, what kind of rabbit hole are we down here? Do you know what I mean? For I just wanted to run the project, and suddenly, we're stuck in this morass down here.
What seemed like one problem has turned into 5 problems to solve that one.
Yeah, yeah, and it's a bit ridiculous. Usually, once these things have been solved, you just solve them once, and you don't have to deal with them again until you upgrade your operating system or what have you. But I think it puts a lot of people off at the beginning, because you can easily end up spending 4 or 5 hours or more burnt on this, and then all of your enthusiasm for actually working on a project, like a thing for a customer or a client is goes down the toilet. But yeah, I should probably move on now. I've got to go and get ready for some other stuff. Yeah, ironically, from where you are now in that thing, that's reinstalling brew, and then I guess after that you'll need to use the brew to install the Qt, and hopefully that will be successful. And then hopefully, having done that, then you'll be able to actually finish the bundle install and get everything working locally. But yeah, that may take a little time.
Well, I've got the day off, and thank you so much, and I'll hopefully be seeing you around Slack channels and other places here.
Yeah, totally. Lovely to meet you, Forrest. Yeah, do feel free to jump into any of particularly the Kent Beck and Martin Fowler scrums. They're like designed as kind of like just troubleshooting sessions, so you can bring any problem there. And of course, it's like you're totally connected there in website one install. And if you can't make the sessions, just ask away there.
Thank you so much.
Cool. All right, great to meet you. Bye for now.
See you around. To you all later. Cheers. Bye.
Have a lovely evening. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye, Brent.